Hey, Shalom, Israel. Brother Reggie Jr. here. So today, guys, we're going to be reading Deuteronomy Chapter 1. We have finally made it to the last book of Moses. And I just want to say it's been a real privilege to do these books of Moses. And I've read the books of Moses a couple of times, but it just seems like every time I go through them, I learn more and more. And that's why I'm so fascinated with the word, because it doesn't matter how many times you go over it, you always get something new out of it. So I've learned with the Bible, the key to getting understanding is begging God for the understanding. And number two, it's all about repetition. Just reading the word over and over. Even if you don't understand what you're looking at, just keep reading it over and over and again, over and over again. And the Lord will keep revealing new stuff to you every time. Okay, so you can't just read the Bible and then be like, oh, well, I know everything there is to know. I'm good. Now, that's not how this works. Because depending on what stage you are in your own life and your own walk with the Lord, he might reveal this to you at this time. But then a little later in your walk, the Lord may reveal this thing over here to you. So it's not a one and done type of deal when you're reading the Bible, because you got a lot of brothers that have read the Bible fully one or two times and they say, yep, I know everything I need to know about this Bible. That's not how it works, brothers and sisters. This Bible, first of all, one book in the Bible, one book out of the 66 is huge. There is so much meat packed in just one of the books. We have no idea how much wisdom and how many mysteries are just in one book alone, let alone the 66 books. So you don't even need to even be looking at no lost books and all of that stuff. You ain't even mastered the 66. You know how much meat in here? It's so much meat in here, brothers and sisters. So I feel bad for the brothers, man, that just read the Bible once and they think they good. They are missing out on so much, and that's why they can't grow, because they think they know everything. No, you do not know everything. I know I don't know everything. That's why I keep reading about over and over and over again. I was doing my own private studies in First Thessalonians and Psalms, and I was seeing stuff I could have swore I ain't never seen it before. I'm like, man, I done read this 100 times and I'm just not seeing this. So brothers and sisters, the word is just a well and a wealth of knowledge and wisdom. But that's enough of me talking, guys. We're going to go ahead and get right into this thing. Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1, and it says, "These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan in the wilderness." Because remember, Moses ain't going on the other side of Jordan, because remember, he didn't sanctify the Lord in front of the congregation of Israel. So he told Moses, hey, you're going to die on this side of the Jordan. But he spoke to all Israel because he know he's getting ready to die. So he says, it says, in the plain over against the Red Sea, between Paran and Tophel, and Laban, and Hazeroth, and Dizahab, there are 11 days' journey from Horeb by the way of Mount Seir unto Kadesh Barnea. It says, and it came to pass in the 40th year, in the 11th month, on the first day of the month, that Moses spake unto the children of Israel according unto all that the Lord had given him in commandment unto them, after he had slain Sihon, the king of the Amorites, which dwelt in Heshbon, and Og, the king of Bashan, which dwelt at Ashtaroth in Edrei, on this side Jordan, in the land of Moab, began Moses to declare this law. Okay. The Lord our God spake unto us in Horeb, saying, ye have dwelt long enough in this mount. Turn you and take your journey. So them 40 years passed that the Lord say was going to pass, Because remember them unrighteous witnesses who spied out the land, they had discouraged Israel with that evil report. Remember, 10 out of 12 of them had brought back an evil report. So the Lord had pronounced 40 years on them. He said, and y'all gonna die here. All y'all unbelievers, 20 years old and up, gonna drop right here. He said, but I'm gonna take your sons and your daughters, I'm gonna take them into the land. So that's where we at. These 40 years and stuff, they have passed. So the Lord said, you dwelt enough in this mountain. Turn you and take your journey and go to the mount of the Amorites, and into the places nigh thereunto, in the plain and in the hills and in the valley and in the south and by the seaside, to the land of the Canaanites, and unto Lebanon, unto the great river, the river Euphrates. Behold, I have set the land before you. Go in and possess the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because if you go back in Genesis and you go read their story, you'll see where he had promised them, hey, I'm going to give your children all this land of Canaan. It says to give unto them and to their seed after them. Verse 9, and I spake unto you at that time, saying, I am not able to bear you myself alone, because Israel was a numerous people. And on top of that, you know how Israel is. So it was a lot for Moses. 10, the Lord your God have multiplied you, and behold, ye are this day as the stars of heaven for multitude, because that's what the Lord told Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I'm going to make your children as the stars of heaven. And we see it here. Verse 11. The Lord God of your fathers make you 1,000 times so many more as you are, and bless you as he hath promised you. Verse 12. Moses says, how can I myself alone bear your cumbrance and your burden and your strife? Because first off, it was just too much for Moses. And second off, Moses is a flesh man. Our bodies cannot handle that type of stress, brothers and sisters. Do you hear me? This is why the Lord will give you people or bring people to you to help you when you laboring in his vineyard. The Lord will send people to help you because he know you can't do everything on your own. Verse 13. Take you wise men and understanding and known among your tribes, and I will make them rulers over you. And ye answered me and said, the thing which thou hast spoken is good for us to do. So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men and known, and made them heads over you, captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over 50s, and captains over 10s, and officers among your tribes. Because what Moses had them do basically was divvy up the duties, divvy up the responsibilities, because, man, that's too much for one man. Now, it ain't too much for God. Lord got a spiritual body. So the Lord don't feel pain. He don't get tired. He don't get stressed, sick, nothing. So he can easily handle the children of Israel. But when you a flesh man, flesh woman, it's too much. Even Miriam, I know them, the women of Israel, I knew they ran her crazy. So you got to divvy up. You got to divvy up the responsibility. You got to divvy up the duty. All right, verse 16. And I charged your judges at that time, saying, judges meaning rulers. I charged your judges or your rulers at that time, saying, hear the causes between your brethren and judge righteously. So don't just judge, judge righteously. There needs to be justice between every man and his brother and the stranger that is with him. Okay. Ye shall not respect persons in judgment. Well, I'm not gonna give this man the justice he do because he a rich man. Rich people got everything anyway, so we gonna make sure he don't win this and win that. The Lord say, there needs to be righteous judgment. That's what he's saying through Moses. It need to be righteous judgment. This man poor, he don't have nothing, so we gonna swing the judgment in his favor. The Lord say, give every man and every woman what is due to them. It says, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is God's. That's right. And the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it. So these captains and officers that Moses put over the children of Israel, they were supposed to judge between the matters of Israel. But I mean, if it was something that was absolutely hard, a situation they couldn't handle, then they brought it to Moses. And I like the way that's set up, brothers and sisters, because that's order. Before that, it was just pure chaos. Can you imagine all them Israelites, coming to Moses at one time? I know they ran Moses ragged. It was so bad to the point Moses told the Lord to kill him. It was so much. And Israel's behavior already does not help. So verse 18, and I commanded you at that time all the things which ye should do. And when we departed from Horeb, when we went through all that great and terrible wilderness, because remember, brothers and sisters, the wilderness got all kind of evil in there. It's got snakes in there, poison oak, poison ivy. You got bugs you never encountered before that. If they bite you, make you real sick, can kill you. Snakes everywhere. No food, no water. But yet the Lord still took care of the children of Israel in a place that doesn't produce anything. It'll kill you if you're out there. See, but it's not the place that you're in. Whether you're in a place that's prosperous or you're in a place that's not prosperous, the Lord decide whether or not you're going to have lack or if you're going to have prosperity. He determines that. It don't matter. He could bring you to a wilderness and you'll eat and drink to the full every day. And he'll bring you to a place that's prosperous and he'll make sure you starve to death. Because the Lord determines everything, brothers and sisters. Now, middle of verse 19. So he says, we went through all that great and terrible wilderness, which ye saw by the way of the mountain of the Amorites, as the Lord our God commanded us. And we came to Kadesh Barnea. And I said unto you, you are coming to the mountain of the Amorites, which the Lord our God doeth give unto us. Behold, the Lord thy God hath set the land before thee. Go up and possess it, as the Lord God of thy fathers have said unto thee. Fear not, neither be discouraged. Verse 22. And ye came near unto me, every one of you, and said, we will send men before us, and they shall search us out the land, and bring us word again. So basically, Moses is pretty much giving a little rundown of the history before they get into the land and they start conquering and warring with the Canaanites. So he basically giving them a rundown. One last word, because Moses getting ready to die. So he's basically giving Israel a little rundown of the history. Says, and y'all said y'all was gonna send men, and it says y'all said they was gonna search out the land and then bring word again. By the way, we must go up, and into the cities we shall come. 23. And the saying pleased me well, and I took 12 men of you, one of a tribe, and we know 2 of them was Caleb and Joshua. Verse 24. And they turned and went up into the mountain, came into the valley of Eshcol, and searched it out. And they took of the fruit of the land in their hands, and brought it down unto us, and brought us word again, and said, It is a good land, which the Lord our God doeth give us, meaning it is prosperous and it produces well. It produces good fruit, good vegetation. 26. Notwithstanding, nevertheless, in other words, ye would not go up, but rebelled against the commandment of the Lord. Because remember, the Lord told them, hey, go in there and go possess the land. Meaning go in there. But they said, we are not going to go in there. Verse 27, and why? And ye murmur in your tents and said, because the Lord hated us, he hath brought us forth out of the land of Egypt to deliver us into the hand of the Amorites, to destroy us, because they was looking at the Amorites, how big, how strong they were. The sons of Anak, they was looking at all of that stuff instead of looking at the promise that the Lord made them, the assurity that they gave him, that, he gave them. Instead of looking at that, they was looking at these men. Oh my God, man, look at how big they are. Man, the Lord, he brought us here to kill us, man. I mean, Israel was a mess, brothers and sisters. 28. And so that report that they gave, it discouraged the children of Israel. 28. Whither shall we go up? Our brethren have discouraged our heart, meaning our mind, saying, the people is greater and taller than we. A bunch of shacks, a bunch of Shaquille O'Neals filled the land. It says the cities are great and walled up to heaven. And moreover, we have seen the sons of the Anakims there. 29. Then I said to you, dread not, neither be afraid of them. And remember, even Caleb and Joshua, they even gave the children of Israel one last speech. Hey, don't be afraid of them. Hey, the Lord gonna give us the victory. There's nothing we can't do with the Lord on our side. And they still operated in unbelief. And notice the Lord let them get that speech out before he intervened, because he wanted to see if they were able to overcome their fear and operate in faith. He wanted to see, was their fear going to be greater than their faith, or was their faith going to be greater than their fear? But we know what happened. Their fear was greater than their faith. In other words, they were saying the Lord is not able. And it pissed the Lord off too. It says 30, the Lord your God, which goeth before you, he shall fight for you, according to all that he did for you in Egypt before your eyes. 31. And that's why the Lord took Israel through that whole escapade in Egypt, being oppressed, being destroyed. They didn't have an army. See, they got an army now, but they didn't have an army then. No government, nobody fighting for them, but the Lord, by his own hand, sent plagues on Egypt. Israel didn't lift a finger, brothers and sisters. The Lord simply had Moses and Aaron pour out them plagues, man, on Egypt, completely destroy Egypt. Had Israel go through the midst of the Red Sea, and then the Egyptians followed after them, and he closed the sea up on them Egyptians. Israel didn't lift a finger. And so you had Moses, you had Caleb, you had Joshua trying to remind them of this, trying to strengthen their hand and strengthen their mind. But nevertheless, they still was in rebellion because they were fearful, brothers and sisters. I mean, yes, we have fears, but we don't operate in fear. We have fears, but we're not fearful, because we know the Lord is able to save us from our fears. And so what Israel should have did was, okay, I'm scared to death and I'm full of fear, but we gonna go in the land scared anyway. At least go in there scared. You would rather go in scared obeying God than not going at all. But, Israel, they don't think like that. Lord told Moses, this is a faithless people, children in whom is no faith. 31. And in the wilderness, where thou hast seen how that the Lord thy God bare thee, as a man doeth bear his son, in all the way that ye went, until you came into this place. Yet in this thing did ye not believe the Lord your God. In other words, look at all this stuff the Lord did for y'all in this wilderness. The wilderness is a place of death. It's a place you go to die. Nothing produces. There's no food. There's no water. It's only death and destruction. It's only a place that you go to be eaten up alive by something. But yet the Lord bared you in this place. He took care of you in this place. But Moses said, but yet in this thing, he said, you did not believe the Lord. All this stuff he did for you, but you don't believe him in this one thing he tell you to do. 33. So he running down, Israel's history and what he had did. Who went in the way before you to search you out a place. So obviously Moses is talking to these children that are grown now. He's talking to them about their unbelieving fathers and their mothers. Okay. Says who went in the way before you to search you out a place to pitch your tents in, and fire by night, to shew you by what way ye should go, and in a cloud by day. And the Lord heard the voice of your words and was wroth. So all that complaining and crying and wailing, and he brought us here to kill us. And swear, saying, surely there shall not one of these men, these unbelievers of this evil generation, see that good land which I swear to give unto your fathers, save who? Caleb, the son of Jephunneh. He shall see it, and to him will I give the land that he hath trodden upon, and to his children, because he hath wholly followed the Lord. See, and I like that it say wholly, because most Israelites, they only follow the Lord when it's convenient for them. So they partially follow the Lord whenever it's convenient for them. But no, whether it was convenient or inconvenient, Caleb always kept his eyes on the Lord. He always had a mind to serve the Lord through thick and through thin. That right there, Caleb was a loyal son, a loyal servant of the Most High. And he said, I'm going to bless Caleb, and I'm going to allow him to see the land. But the rest of these unbelievers, they not going in the land. They're going to drop right here in this wilderness. It's going to, for every day that they had searched out the land, it's going to be a year. A year for every day that they were searching the land. That's how long they going to be here. Long enough for them to drop dead in this wilderness. And that's what happened, brothers and sisters. And so this speech, so Moses is giving this entire speech to these same people's children. Because the Lord said, I'm going to bring your children in. Was the Lord lying? Nope. Because look at Moses speaking to their children. Them children's fathers and mothers, they dead. They dropped dead right in the wilderness, just like he said they would. And see, Lord called them an evil generation. And it's funny because remember Korah, Dathan, and all them, remember they said this righteous congregation. But the Lord said, it was an evil generation. And what made them evil, brothers and sisters? Their lack of faith, their unbelief. That's what made them evil, which I swear to give unto your fathers. So what good is keeping the Sabbath day? What good is keeping the feast day? What good is doing all of these little things in the law that you think going to save you if you don't have no faith? It's all for nothing, brothers and sisters. You don't believe. You don't believe God. You don't have faith. In vain do you do these things. Those things mean something, brothers and sisters. When you have faith, when you have belief, then those things matter. But if you don't believe God, You don't believe his son that he sent. All of these other things that you do is in vain. Okay? But that's a whole nother lesson, guys. We're going to keep on reading. Let me get some water. All right. And I was going to say, too, in verse 36 with Caleb, see how Caleb was in Joshua? They were few in number. Majority of the children of Israel was in unbelief and stuff. Notice how the Lord still got the majority. He finished them in that wilderness. So that's what people don't understand. Just because you in big numbers with a group don't mean that the Lord is not going to get you. Because that's what wicked people do. Wicked people hide behind other wicked people. See, it's a lot of us, so the Lord ain't going to get us. He's still going to get you. Have we not learned anything from the days of Noah? 8 people, brothers and sisters, 8 out of the entire world were saved. 8 people. So don't be fooled by this fourth beast. Don't be fooled by Babylon into thinking that you're missing something by serving God. Man, they out there having a good time, man. They doing what they want. And I'm sitting here. Trust me, God gonna get them. He don't care how many of them. I'm gonna get them, but I'm gonna make sure I see you. I see you on my Sabbath day worshiping and serving me. And you got your mind on the things of the Lord. Lord say, I see all of that. Don't think I'm not taking notice, because that's what we think. No, the Lord, like, I see you. So when the drama start, I'm going to save you. And all of them wicked people that were numerous, they going to get their wigs split. Because, see, they think they're safe because their kings, their leadership, all that, they're all in agreement. God said, I don't give a damn about that. I'm going to split they damn wig. But I'm going to make sure I bring you out alive like Noah and his family. He brought them out alive. Only 8 souls, brothers and sisters, made it. 8 souls. From the beginning of the world, when it started from Adam all the way to Christ's return, only a remnant of his entire creation is going to make it, brothers and sisters. Only a remnant of his entire creation. Think about that for a second. It's a lot of his sons and daughters that he's going to lose because they couldn't get his world up. Well, let's keep on reading, brothers and sisters. I ain't mean to go off on that. Verse 37, it says, also, the Lord was angry with me for your sake, saying, thou also shalt not go in thither, because Israel made Moses so mad that he defied the Lord. The Lord say, speak to the rock in front of the sight of all the children of Israel, and the water that they desire is going to come out of this rock. Okay, and it shall quench their thirst. But they made Moses so mad with their unbelief, he took his staff and he hit the rock. He smote it twice, and the water came out, and naturally it made it look like Moses was the one doing everything, and he didn't sanctify the Lord in doing that. And so the Lord said, listen, Moses, I gotta get you because you rebelled against me. So you too ain't gonna go on the other side of Jordan. And so, unfortunately, brothers and sisters, that's how it is. So you can't allow Israel to get you caught up. Israel, they going to be what they are. They going to operate in unbelief, but you got to keep it moving. You can't let them drag you down with them, because they will. Israel will drag you down. You know, let them throw a little hissy fit. Let them get mad and talk crazy. But you keep your eyes on the Lord. You keep walking with purpose. You keep following the Most High. Because unfortunately, you know, we're in the spiritual war, brothers and sisters. We're going to see a lot of calamities. A lot of brothers, a lot of sisters fall by the wayside. Because Satan going to pierce them. Satan going to pierce a lot of our brothers and sisters. Because of what? Unbelief. But nevertheless, we gonna keep reading. Now, where am I? 38 says, but Joshua, who is the predecessor of Moses, but Joshua, the son of Nun, which standeth before thee, he shall go in. So he's Moses' successor. He shall go in thither, encourage him, for he shall cause Israel to inherit it. And we know Joshua, he's just simply a type of Christ. 37. Moreover, your little ones, which ye said should be a prey, and your children, which in that day had no knowledge between good and evil, they shall go in thither. Same group Moses talking to right now. And unto them will I give it, and they shall possess it. But as for you, turn you and take your journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. 41. Then ye answered and said unto me, we have sinned against the Lord. We will go up and fight. See, only when the consequences come, when the whipping come, then that's when Israel want to believe. Then all of a sudden they want to do what the Lord told them to do. Why does it have to get to that point, brothers and sisters? Why can't you just believe and have faith now? Why does it have to get to the point where you got to see the Lord's ugly side? Why does it have to get that far? Just like these Israelites today, brothers and sisters, we out teaching the word, we spreading the message, and Israel don't want to hear it. Y'all believe in this sky daddy, this sky God. I can't believe y'all still in that old book, this ancient book, stuff like that, talking all kind of crazy stuff. But as soon as the Lord release these heathen on them, you're going to see them, brothers and sisters, they going to run to these churches, run to these street camps. What was that thing you was trying to tell me about the word? What was that you was saying? Israel do it every time. In their affliction, they seek God early. This is the people that we dealing with. Israel always needs some type of stimulus to serve God. Why can't you just serve God without the need of any stimulus? That stuff get annoying, brothers and sisters, but let's keep it going. So they said, we will go up and fight according to all that the Lord our God commanded us. This is after the Lord pronounced judgment on their behind. And when ye had girded on every man his weapons of war, you were ready to go up into the hill. But what did the Lord say? And the Lord said unto me, say unto them, go tell them, Moses, go not up, neither fight, for I am not among you, lest ye be smitten before your enemies. Okay, and the Lord said that. Let's see if Israel had faith in that. Okay, because remember, it takes faith to believe God, brothers and sisters, whether it be a good thing or evil thing. And this is children in whom is no faith. So we know that even this that the Lord told them, to hell with that, we gonna go up anyway. Okay, 43. So I spake unto you, and ye would not hear, but rebelled against the commandment of the Lord. You still rebelling against the Lord. Rebelled against him twice, these brothers and sisters did. And went presumptuously up into the hill. And the Amorites which dwelt in that mount came out against you and chased you, as bees do, and destroyed you in Seir, even unto Hormah. And ye returned and wept before the Lord, but the Lord would not hearken to your voice, nor give you any ear. You know why? Because he hates your unbelief. That drives the Lord nuts. Let me tell you something. Two things that drive the Lord nuts. Unbelief being number one, first and foremost, and worshiping other gods, whether or not they be statues or living human beings. And that drives him nuts. I noticed that. Lord don't like that unbelief, brothers and sisters, especially too when you operating in unbelief and you start running your mouth, boy. You got to be careful, man, because the Lord don't play. But we're gonna keep reading though. 45. It says, okay, yep, 46. So he abode in Kadesh many days, according unto the days that ye abode there. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna read chapter 2. I wasn't planning on it, but we're gonna read it anyway. Deuteronomy chapter 2 and verse 1. Then we turned and took our journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea, as the Lord spake unto me, and we compassed Mount Seir many days. And the Lord spake unto me, saying, Ye have compassed this mountain long enough. Turn you northward, and command thou the people, saying, Ye are to pass through the coast of your brethren, the children of Esau, which dwell in Seir, and they shall be afraid of you. See that? The Lord said they gonna be afraid of you, because I put the fear of you on all of these nations round about. And it says, take ye good heed unto yourselves, therefore. Meddle not with them. Because you got to remember, Egypt, all of the nations were afraid. Because remember, Egypt was the superpower on this earth. And the Lord single-handedly dismantled them. And that word got out. And fear crippled the nations. Who is this new nation rising up out of Egypt? So everybody feared them, brothers and sisters. And who put the fear on them? The Lord did. Meddle not with them. So don't meddle with the Edomites. For I will not give you of their land. No, not so much as a foot breadth. Because I have given Mount Seir unto Esau for a possession. So if Israel decided, you know what, we want Esau land, we going to invade anyway, man, the children of Israel would have got crushed, because the Lord said, I gave them their land for an inheritance. And once the Lord say something, brothers and sisters, that's what he means. Ain't no getting around it. Verse 6, ye shall buy meat of them for money, that ye may eat. And ye shall also buy water of them for money, that ye may drink. For the Lord thy God hath blessed thee in all the works of thy hands. He knoweth thy walking through this great wilderness, these 40 years. The Lord thy God hath been with thee. Thou hast lacked nothing. Think about that. In the wilderness, no food, no water, but you eating every day. You drinking every day. Think about that for a second. Verse 8. And when we pass by from our brethren, the children of Esau. And, I had to say that too in that verse 7, because brothers and sisters, I can only speak for America, but it's getting real bad, brothers and sisters. And you can tell there's going to be a fallout of order. And when the fallout happen, brothers and sisters, you don't have to fear. I'm talking about y'all living in the States. You ain't got to fear, because the Lord took care of our ancestors in the wilderness, a place that doesn't produce food, water. There are snakes all over the place, bugs that ain't been discovered that if they bite you, make you real sick, can kill you. Death everywhere. So if the Lord could produce for them, hey, how much more? He could produce for us easy, no problem. So you don't got nothing to fear. Now, I'm not telling you, brothers and sisters, don't, you see trouble coming, you don't prepare. I'm not saying don't prepare. Prepare. Buy you food, extra food, extra water. You ain't got to do it. You ain't got to do it all at once. You can do it over time, but get you some food. Get you some extra water. Stockpile a few things. But at the end of the day, brothers and sisters, it's going to be the Lord that's going to have to help you. Because if, a group of rioters come down the street or something and hold you at gunpoint, they trying to get your resources, guess what? They're going to take them resources, dead or alive. And so at the end of the day, you're going to have to depend on the Lord. That's just how it's going to go down. Or it gets so bad in your area, you can't go to work. You're going to have to depend on the Lord. That's how this thing is going to go down. Because the Lord want to see where your faith at. Because remember, nothing happened on this earth. Nothing happened on this earth, in a country, in a city, or a state, in a county. It don't matter. He don't let nothing happen. Don't nothing happen unless he sign off on it. The Lord has total supremacy in reign. Verse 8. And when we passed by from our brethren, the children of Esau, which dwelt in Seir, through the way of the plain of Elath, and from Ezion Gaber, we turned and passed by the way of the wilderness of Moab. And the Lord said unto me, distress not the Moabites, neither contend with them in battle, for I will not give thee of their land for a what? Possession, because I have given Ar unto the children of Lot for a possession. Verse 10, the Emims dwelt therein in times past, a great people, and many and tall, as the Anakims, huge. 11, which also were accounted giants, as the Anakims, but the Moabites called them Emims. The Horims also dwelt in Seir aforetime, but the children of Esau succeeded them, when they had destroyed them from before them, and dwelt in their stead, as Israel did unto the land of his possession, which the Lord gave unto them. 13, now rise up, said I, and get you over the brook Zered. And we went over the brook Zered, and the space in which we came from Kadesh Barnea until we were come over the brook Zered was 38 years, until all the generation of the men of war were wasted out from among the hosts, as the Lord sware unto them. Why? For that unbelief. 15. For indeed the hand of the Lord was against them, to destroy them from among the hosts, until they were consumed. And once the Lord get on your case, brothers and sisters, hey, there is no one that can deliver you. There is a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the Lord. Because once the Lord has purpose to destroy you, ain't no way you can go. See, when a man purpose is to destroy you, you can evade him. You know a man coming to do you in, he pissed and mad at you and stuff. You can avoid him. You can move states. You can move countries. You could change your identity. But when the Lord is on you, see, ain't no way you can go. You could change. Listen, you could change your identity. You could go from country to country, like these Israelites doing, trying to flee the wrath of God. Hey, you could do all that all you want. The Lord's still going to be on your behind. He said, I'm going to send a sword after you. That's why David said, hey, I could make my bed in hell. The Lord right there. So brothers and sisters, it behooves you to stay on the Lord's good side and to obey him. Okay? But we're gonna keep reading. Let me figure out where I was. 15. So it say the hand of the Lord was against them, to destroy them from among the hosts until they were consumed. 16. So it came to pass, when all the men of war were consumed and dead from among the people, that the Lord spake unto me, saying, Thou art to pass over through Ar, the coast of Moab, this day. And when thou comest nigh over against the children of Ammon, distress them not, nor meddle with them, for I will not give thee of the land of the children of Ammon any possession, because I have given it unto the children of Lot for a possession. Because you know Lot's children was Moab and Ammon. 20. That also was accounted a land of giants. Giants dwelt therein in old time, and the Ammonites called them Zamzummims, a great people, huge and many and tall as the Anakims. But the Lord destroyed them before them. See, so brothers and sisters, hey, Ammon, Moab, Edom, children of Israel, they couldn't whoop these Anakims and the Zazims and the Emims. You know, they was all the same. Look, they couldn't whoop them. The Lord tell you it was a great people, and it was many. It wasn't just a few of them, brothers and sisters. It was many. Land full of them. All their lands was full of these people. But it was the Lord who destroyed them from before them. The Lord took these people out. The Edomites weren't stronger than these people. The Moabites weren't stronger than these people. The Ammonites weren't stronger than these people. The children of Israel weren't stronger than these people. So the Lord had to whoop them. That's why my enemies, I don't care what their rank is in this world. I don't give a damn. I don't. I really do not give a damn. I don't care who they are. I'm the prime minister, nigger. Hey, you could throw your title. I don't give a damn. You the king of the world. My God will defeat you. Do your worst, sucker. The Lord will defeat you. I'm going to come out on the other side with the victory. That's why I let my enemies run their fat mouth. Run your mouth, idiot. Because at the end, I'm going to walk out on the other side with the victory. Your title don't mean nothing to me. And I'm going to respect you. Yes, sir. No, sir. What can I do for you? Oh, okay. Need me to go get you some? But in my mind, I know God gonna whoop your ass. I know that. That's why I don't walk around in fear, brothers and sisters, because I know what this God is capable of. Everyday men and women and children that have run their fat mouth have all perished before the Lord. Because they thought they were something great. They boasted themselves to be somebody, but God had to show them. I run this damn thing. My servant serves me. He don't serve you. You are not his God. You may be over him in authority. You may be over her in authority. But I'm their God. I'm their master. I put them in your hands. And see, brothers and sisters, I understand that. That's why I smile when my enemies come to me, think I'm stupid. Think I don't know they've been plotting and planning against me in them smoke-filled rooms that they call conference rooms. Setting traps for you, hope you fall. Trying to take you out. Sometimes the Lord will let the trap spring forth. And it miss you. And your enemies see that the enemy seen that you seen that they were trying to get you, and they all looking stupid. Because they know you know now that they your enemy. They're looking crazy. But yet I still speak kind to them. How you doing? Good morning. You doing okay? Oh, yeah, man. Good. I can get you anything? Oh no, Reggie, you're okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Because you know why, brothers and sisters? I ain't got to lift my hand to do no evil. I know the Lord is going to fight on my behalf. And plus, two, hey, they got all the authority. What am I going to do anyway? So guess what? I wait on the Lord. And sure enough, not when I want it, but in the process of time, he take all them jokers out. Every last one of them. And you know what I do? I continue to do what I've always done. I pray and I continue serving the Lord. I don't gloat. I don't boast or nothing, because I knew that wicked sucker was going to get what he had coming. I don't even pay him no mind, brothers and sisters. I done been through it so much. I don't pay him no mind. I don't pay my enemies no mind. Look at this fourth beast running a fat mouth. This fourth beast, that's why it said it had the mouth of the lion. What was the lion in the Bible known for? This right here. Just talking. But what did the Lord end up doing? He ended up clipping them wings off of this lion. Shut your fat mouth. I run this thing. I set you up. That's what the Lord had to show this lion. But here go this fourth beast with the mouth of Nebuchadnezzar, this lion, running a fat mouth. But I don't get shook up, brothers and sisters. I know when Jesus come back here, and even before he come back here, he gonna pour the plagues out on this fourth beast. And you know what I'm gonna do? Lord willing, I'm gonna sit back, pray, and continue serving God. I will pay no mind to these heathen, to this fourth beast, to my enemies. I keep it moving. But with that, brothers and sisters, we're going to keep reading because I got off topic. Okay. Verse 22 said, as he did to the children of Esau, which dwelt in Seir, when he destroyed the whoredoms from before them, and they succeeded them, and dwelt in their stead, even unto this day. And the Avims, which dwelt in Hazerim, even unto Azar, the Captorims, which came forth out of Captor, destroyed them, and dwelt in their stead. Rise ye up, and take your journey, and pass over the river Arnon. Behold, I have given into thy hand Sihon the Amorite, king of Heshbon, and his land. Begin to possess it. It say begin to possess it, because the Lord ain't going to just give it to them all at once. But over time, they're going to completely possess the land, brothers and sisters. It says, begin to possess it and contend with them in battle. 25. This day will I begin to put the dread of thee and the fear of thee upon the nations. And brothers and sisters, that fear, that dread that the Lord put on the nations of us, that never went anywhere. Yeah, we in captivity. We at the bottom. We're destroyed. But that fear didn't go nowhere. You know why? Because they fear that God that's over us. Because they know we cannot allow these black people, these black men and these black women, we cannot let them reconnect with their God, because the day that they do, this fourth kingdom will be destroyed. They know that. So that fear is still on them. Okay? And I mean that fear literally. That's why our brother, he ain't do nothing. You know, they send, look how they do our brothers and our sisters. They don't just send, the heathen don't send one police on our brother or our sister. They send about 10 of them, scared to death. They act like we a mountain lion or a bear. Get on the ground, because they afraid of us, brothers and sisters. I don't care how peaceful and harmless you try to look. These people are afraid of us. Don't be fooled. That's why they treat us so harshly. That's why they always watching us. They always in the slave quarters. Israel's church and the rest of these Israelite churches, these are slave quarters. And the heathen always trying to see what they talk about, what they doing. They afraid. Because they know what we capable of, brothers and sisters. And we know that fear came from the Lord. They terrified of us. Don't ever be fooled. They're terrified, brothers and sisters. When they see you, they see a beast. And I don't mean like a beast in the field, but I mean a beast in terms of power. That's what they see. And they fear it, brothers and sisters. That's why when the nations, when they deal with us, it's always an unfair advantage. It's never 101. They always make sure that it's an unfair advantage when they take us on, because they know, brothers and sisters, they always got to stack the odds in their favor, because they know they can't hang with these Israelites. They're too much. But let's keep going. Verse 25. So he says, I'm going to put the dread of thee and the fear of thee upon the nations that are under the whole heaven, who shall hear report of thee and shall tremble and be in anguish because of thee. 26. And I sent messengers out of the wilderness of Kedemoth, of Sion, king of Heshbon, with words of peace, saying, let me pass through thy land. I will go along by the highway. I will neither turn unto the right hand nor unto the left. Verse 28. Thou shalt sell me meat for money that I may eat, and give me water for money that I may drink. Only I will pass through on my feet. 29. As the children of Esau which dwell in Seir, and the Moabites which dwell in Ar, did unto me, until I shall pass over Jordan into the land which the Lord our God giveth us. Verse 30. But Sion, king of Heshbon, would not let us pass by him, for the Lord thy God hardened his spirit. So who did it? The Lord did. Because remember, Israel had to contend with Sion, king of Heshbon. So it say the Lord hardened his spirit, hardened his mind, and made his heart obstinate, that he might deliver him into thy hand, as appeareth this day. So if you, and that's what I don't understand about Israel. If you see all of this stuff that the Lord is doing in your enemies, why would you try to make an enemy out of God when you see what he doing to your enemy? You really gonna try God and try to make him your enemy? Brothers and sisters, that doesn't make any sense. And look at the Israelites today. We at war with the Lord. And who win in the war? That much should be obvious to you. Verse 31. And the Lord said unto me, behold, I have begun to give Sion and his land before thee. Begin to possess, that thou mayest inherit his land. Then Sion came out against us, he and all his people, to fight at Jahaz. And the Lord God delivered him before us, and we smote him and his sons and all his people. So again, who determines who wins what battle and what war? The Lord does. See how this thing works? It doesn't matter how weak you are or how strong you are. It's whoever the Lord is with. Whatever counsel the Lord has taken in heaven, right? Because the Lord, he take counsel. We seen that with in the days of Ahab. He take counsel in heaven. And if the counsel stands that such and such is going to win the war or win the battle, that's who going to win. So it ain't about numbers. It's not about strength. It's not about how many military weapons you have. None of that stuff matter, brothers and sisters. It's about whoever the Lord say is going to win. Just like some of y'all enemies, some of y'all are dealing with enemies who have a lot of power. But it don't matter if they got a lot of power. The Lord said you gonna come out on the other side and he gonna destroy them. So hey, it don't matter how much power they got. It don't matter what they do to you. At the end, they're going to be destroyed and you're going to come out on the other side blessed. That's how it's going to happen. Because the counsel of the Lord stands, brothers and sisters. Nah, I gotta figure out where I was. 34. And we took all his cities at that time and utterly destroyed the men and the women and the little ones of every city. We left none to remain. Only the cattle we took for a prey unto ourselves, and the spoil of the cities which we took from Aror, which is by the brink of the river Ornon, and from the city that is by the river, even unto Gilead. There was not one city too strong for us. Why? The Lord our God deliver all unto us. In this fourth BC, they're going to be shocked when Jesus come back, because none of their nuclear weapons, none of their cruise missiles, and none of that stuff is going to help them, brothers and sisters. None of that stuff is going to help them, because see, that's what man trusts in. I think it's Psalms 34, Psalms 33. I can't remember which one it was, but it says trusting in the horse is a vain thing. Because this is what man trusts in. They trust in their might. But guess what? This four beasts, hey, they might gonna fail them. They might gonna fail them, brothers and sisters. Because your might is not what determines whether or not you win the war. And that's what they don't understand. But let's go ahead, guys. I ain't gonna interrupt no more. We're gonna finish this out. 37. Only unto the land of the children of Ammon thou camest not, nor unto any place of the river Jabbok, nor unto the cities in the mountains, nor unto whatsoever the Lord our God forbade us. And I hope you guys got some understanding, and I will see you in the next chapter. Shalom.